Somewhere under layers of desert dust, in forgotten garages, and beneath sun-scorched tarps on the edge of billion-dollar estates, lie machines worth millions. Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Bugattis, left behind, forgotten, some still with keys in the ignition. But how did these rolling works of art, symbols of wealth, speed, and power, end up discarded like trash? From Dubai's sand-covered streets to overgrown forests in Japan, these aren't just supercars, they're ghosts of luxury, and each one has a story. This is the top 10 abandoned supercars that cost millions, and what we uncover next will leave you stunned. Number 10. Rolls-Royce Phantom 4. Found in a forgotten London tunnel. Only 18 Rolls-Royce Phantom 4s were ever made, exclusively for royalty, heads of state, and the ultra-elite. One vanished in the 1980s. It was found in 2024, sealed behind a bricked-up maintenance tunnel beneath London. Dusty, mint, keys still in the ignition. Engraved crest of an Eastern European monarch on the door. Curtains still drawn. Monogrammed linen still folded in the back seat. Let's roll right into the next million-dollar mystery. Number 9. Pagani Zonda C12, hidden after a fatal test drive. Pagani only built 5 original Zonda C12s. One of them was taken on a private test drive in 2003 by a buyer who crashed and died minutes later. The car was returned to the Pagani facility, never repaired, never discussed again. Insiders confirmed its body was intact, but Horacio Pagani refused to restore it. Out of respect, out of memory. Today, it sits in the back of a private warehouse in Modena, covered, guarded, untouched, a monument, not to speed, but to consequence. Number 8. Porsche Carrera GT, dust-covered in Tokyo dealership. The Carrera GT is infamous, 5.7-liter V10, no traction control, manual only, a supercar that demanded respect and punished mistakes. Yet one sits today in a closed-down Tokyo dealership, fully intact, covered in dust, showroom lights long dead. Its value? Over $2.5 million. But the company that owned it went bankrupt. The dealership was seized, but the car was never claimed. It's visible through the window, tires sagging, seats cracked from heat. The keys? Still hanging behind the locked desk. It's a time capsule, and a warning. Because some cars aren't abandoned on the road, they're abandoned by time itself. Number 7. Bugatti Veyron, submerged in Texas Lake. In 2009, a man drove his Bugatti Veyron Grand Sport, valued at $1.6 million, off a boat ramp into a saltwater bay in Texas. He claimed he was avoiding a pelican. Footage proved otherwise. The Veyron sat half-submerged for days, saltwater corroding the W16 engine, turbos, and every electronic system. Recovery was possible, but repairs cost more than the car's value. Insurance denied the claim. The car was left to rot in an impound lot for over 6 years, completely unsalvageable. Eventually auctioned for scrap, from a hypercar to a headline. And in the end, it wasn't the speed that killed the Veyron. It was a lie that sank it. Number 6. Aston Martin 177, undriven, covered in sheets, Germany. Only 77 Aston Martin 177s were ever made. They were priced at $1.9 million, hand-assembled, and individually inspected by CEO Ulrich Bez himself. And yet, one sat in a private underground storage facility in Munich, completely wrapped in protective sheets for over 12 years. Not stolen, not broken, just unused. 0 miles, still on factory tires. The 7.3-liter naturally aspirated V12 had never been started. Why? The owner passed away before delivery. His family, unaware of its value, kept it sealed in a temperature-controlled vault. It was rediscovered in 2025 after the building was sold for redevelopment. A car built for the highest circles of automotive perfection. Never once touched the road. Number 5. Koenigsegg CCX, deserted in Qatar. Built by hand, powered by an 806 horsepower V8, the Koenigsegg CCX was a record breaker, a car that outran Bugattis and turned heads at every concourse. In 2024, a white-on-carbon CCX was spotted in Qatar, abandoned near an empty estate. The bodywork was cracked, sand had eaten the ceramic brakes, the windows were fogged from the inside. Initial cost? $1.8 million? Its auction estimate now? $650,000, if it can be salvaged. No one knows who owned it. Whispers point to a prince's son. Others say it was seized after a scandal. But there it sat, a car once crowned the fastest in the world, covered in bird droppings and regret. Number 4. McLaren P1, crashed, then left to rot in China. The McLaren P1 isn't a car, it's a hypercar milestone. Only 375 units were ever made. Yet in 2023, one sat on a concrete slab in rural China. Melted, exposed, and surrounded by weeds. Why? After a street race gone wrong, the front end was wrecked, but the carbon fiber monocoque was still intact. The 3.8-liter twin-turbo V8 hybrid drivetrain still had life. This was a car once capable of 903 horsepower and 217 miles per hour. But repairs never came. The owner, rumored to be a young crypto millionaire, vanished after the crash. Insurance didn't cover the modifications. And with customs red tape around international hypercar parts, the P1 was left to die. A $2 million masterpiece, now a cautionary tale under cloudy skies. Number 3. Ferrari Enzo. Forgotten in a warehouse, United Kingdom. There are only 400 Ferrari Enzos in the world, but only one was found under a tarp, beside gym equipment and broken garden tools. Discovered in a privately owned UK warehouse in 2022, this iconic V12 Ferrari, once worth $3 million, sat untouched for nearly a decade. Not wrecked, not stolen, just sealed away. Dust traced its curves like a shadow. The signature F1-style steering wheel was still wrapped in the original factory cover. The rear tires were deflated, but the engine, an F140B 6.0-liter V12, had only 2,000 miles on it. Rumors swirled, a reclusive collector, a bitter estate dispute. One thing was clear, this was no accident. And when the warehouse was sold, the new owner pulled back the curtain and found a Ferrari that hadn't seen daylight since the Obama presidency. This wasn't just abandonment, it was entombment. Number 2. Lamborghini Murcielago. Roadster, buried in Dubai sand. It once echoed off Dubai's glass towers, a V12 symphony heard from kilometers away. But when airport security spotted a Lamborghini Murcielago Roadster in the long-term parking garage, coated in sand, flat tires, registration years out of date, they knew it wasn't just forgotten. It was abandoned. This wasn't any Murcielago. It was a Roadster variant, 6.2-liter V12, 580 horsepower, 0 to 60 in under 3.8 seconds. Back in 2007, it was the kind of car that screamed old money and new ambition. But Dubai doesn't wait for the past. And when expats flee overnight, whether from business collapses or legal trouble, their legacies don't always follow. Custom plates, half a tank of fuel, suit jacket still in the passenger seat. Estimated value when parked? Over $400,000. Value today? Less than half, assuming you can resurrect the engine. This car wasn't just parked, it was buried by time. Number 1, 1991. Ferrari Testarossa, abandoned in Miami. It was once the poster car of every teenage dream, a symbol of 80s excess, a red blur in Miami Vice. And yet in 2023, a perfectly intact Ferrari Testarossa, valued at over $230,000, was discovered in a storage unit just outside downtown Miami, buried beneath tarps, boxes, and silence. No flat tires, no smashed windows, just time and mystery. With a 4.9-liter flat 12 engine and the kind of design that made men weak in the knees, the Testarossa was born to roar. But this one? It hadn't moved in over 17 years. The interior still smelled of rich leather. The gauges were frozen mid-needle. The ignition? Still had the key. Why was it left? Some say it was part of a drug seizure. Others whisper about a collector who vanished overseas. Whatever the truth, this Ferrari didn't rust in peace. It waited. Today, it's being restored, not flipped. Because some supercars don't just deserve money, they deserve redemption. Some say it was hidden during political unrest. Others believe it was intentionally lost to protect secrets. Either way, it didn't move for 40 years. And yet, it started on the first try. Because some machines are too proud to die. We've uncovered hypercars lost to storms, scandals, death, and time. But the real question isn't why these cars were abandoned. It's how many more are still hidden. Because right now, somewhere in the world, a $3 million machine is gathering dust, waiting for someone to open the door.